Steelers Nation. Welcome back to the channel. The Steelers are working hard every day to refine their game and push for the success that this city deserves. Before we get into today's juicy topic about potential wide receiver trades and the quarterback dilemma Pittsburgh is facing, go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any Steelers news and analysis. Now, let's dive into the latest updates shaking up the black and gold community. As the NFL trade deadline of November 5th looms, the Steelers find themselves in need of a true starting-caliber wide receiver to pair with George Pickens. The team lost Diontae Johnson to their bitter rivals, the Baltimore Ravens, and seeing him suit up in purple has been a hard pill to swallow, especially when you consider that the Ravens snagged him for next to nothing. This leaves Pittsburgh searching for options as the market narrows. In a recent conversation on 93.7 The Fan, Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk shed some light on what's happening behind the scenes as Pittsburgh scours the trade market. Florio hinted that the Steelers might be adopting a wait-and-see approach, hoping for a bargain. "Let's sit back and see, maybe there's a team willing to basically give us a guy," Florio suggested. He mentioned Adam Thielen as a possible target, if he's healthy enough to play, but time is running out, and the options are dwindling. This wait-and-watch strategy is nothing new for Omar Khan, affectionately known among fans as the con artist for his knack for getting great deals. However, despite his reputation, Khan hasn't yet found the receiver deal the Steelers desperately need. With the Steelers in their bye week, this period offers a prime window for the front office and coaching staff to strategize without the distraction of an upcoming game. What's frustrating for Steelers fans is watching other teams in the AFC snagging receivers at bargain prices. For example, the Baltimore Ravens not only acquired Diontae Johnson but also did so without sacrificing much. DeAndre Hopkins was traded for a conditional fifth-round pick that could escalate to a fourth. Amari Cooper? He was picked up for a third-round pick and a late-round swap. The Ravens operate like the Steelers in these scenarios, Florio noted. They wait for the right deal, they're patient, and they don't like to part with future assets. This strategic patience is a page straight out of the Steelers' own playbook, one that has brought Pittsburgh success over the years. But seeing the Ravens perfecting this approach and using it to bolster their lineup has added pressure on Khan to act swiftly. Among the names circulating in trade talks, Mike Williams stands out as a potential addition for Pittsburgh. Williams, known for his physical play and deep ball capability, could fill a significant void. However, Florio posed the critical question, is he truly a starting-caliber receiver at this stage? Adam Thielen was another name mentioned, but his availability is complicated by health concerns. The Carolina Panthers have been known to make questionable trade decisions, so Khan might try to pull off a deal. However, whether Thielen can recover in time to make an impact remains uncertain. While the wide receiver situation is pressing, the real decision that could shape Pittsburgh's future is the quarterback question. Both Russell Wilson and Justin Fields are nearing the end of their contracts and are set to become free agents unless the Steelers secure them with new deals before the offseason. This choice isn't just about who starts in 2025, it could set the course for the franchise for the next decade. Adam Schefter recently appeared on Rothman and Ice, where he weighed in on what the value of both quarterbacks could be after the 2024 season. Schefter and the hosts agreed that Wilson might command around $30 million annually on the open market. "I don't think that's unreasonable," Schefter said. "If Russell plays well, that number could go up, and if he struggles, it could go down, but let's call it $30 million. And you could make a similar case for Justin Fields. This presents a challenging scenario for the Steelers. Can they afford to pay two quarterbacks that kind of money? The answer is likely no. The team will probably have to choose between Wilson and Fields, letting the other test free agency. Both quarterbacks have shown they can lead this team. Fields started the season and led the team to a respectable 4-2 record before being sidelined in favor of Wilson, who was always meant to be the starter once fully healthy. In his brief return, Wilson went 2-0, showing the veteran savvy that made him a star in Seattle. But there's more to this decision than win-loss records. Wilson, now 35 years old, brings experience and poise but has lost some of the mobility that once defined his game. Fields, on the other hand, is just 25 and still one of the most dynamic runners at the quarterback position. In a league where quarterback mobility is becoming almost a requirement, Fields' ability to extend plays with his legs is invaluable. He's already rushed for over 1,100 yards in a past season and had 5 rushing touchdowns this year before stepping aside for Wilson. This age and athleticism gap could be the tipping point for Pittsburgh. While Wilson might give the Steelers a few more good years, Fields could potentially lead the team for the next decade. The outcome of this quarterback decision will have a ripple effect across the franchise. If the Steelers opt for Wilson, they're banking on short-term success and hoping he can keep his level of play consistent as he enters the twilight of his career. Choosing Fields would mean committing to a young, explosive quarterback who still has room to grow but may come with the volatility of youth. Whichever way the Steelers decide, one thing is clear: they can't keep both quarterbacks at their expected price tags. This choice will shape the identity of the team for years to come, influencing everything from draft strategies to how the Steelers approach free agency in 2025 and beyond. As we look toward the 2025 offseason, it's clear that the Pittsburgh Steelers have several pivotal decisions to make. While much of the buzz centers around quarterbacks Justin Fields and Russell Wilson, both of whom will see their contracts expire at the end of 2024, there are other key players whose futures in Pittsburgh hang in the balance. One name that might surprise some fans? Isaiah Loudermilk, the versatile defensive lineman whose rookie contract is set to expire at the end of the season. Unlike big-name stars or headline-making playmakers, Loudermilk is not a household name. However, recent comments from defensive line coach Carl Dunbar suggest that the Steelers may be interested in keeping him around. Let's break down why Loudermilk could be looking at an unexpected contract extension and what that means for the team's future. Loudermilk's journey with the Steelers has been a steady one, albeit not one that draws much attention. Drafted out of Wisconsin, a school known for producing hard-nosed defenders, Loudermilk has become a reliable depth piece on the defensive line. He's not flashy and doesn't put up jaw-dropping stats, but his consistency and ability to step into multiple roles make him invaluable. Coach Dunbar recently spoke highly of Loudermilk when addressing the media, and his words were eye-opening. "I look at Loudermilk and I see a guy who's really, really consistent. He's not a splash guy. He does everything. He could play nose tackle. He could play left. He could play right. He runs hard. He does everything you want a young guy to do." I think Loudermilk is only 25 or 26 years old. He's a staple in what we do and just the hard work paying off for him. That's what I see with him. For a player who doesn't often make the highlight reels, this is high praise. It speaks to Loudermilk's role as a foundational, if underappreciated, part of Pittsburgh's defense. Steelers fans know that Pittsburgh's defense thrives on versatility. From Cam Hayward's leadership and multi-position play to Larry Ogunjobi's tenacity, the team values defenders who can adapt and shift roles as needed. Loudermilk fits perfectly into that mold. While Loudermilk hasn't cracked the starting lineup, he's proved his worth as a dependable backup. He fills in when Hayward or Ogunjobi need a breather and has played as much as 25% of defensive snaps in a game. His numbers may not dazzle, 6 tackles in 2024 so far, but he's there to bolster the run defense and play tough in the trenches. Pittsburgh isn't in the habit of keeping players who don't add value, and Loudermilk's ability to play different positions along the defensive line makes him an asset. Dunbar's praise could be a strong indicator that the coaching staff sees a future for him in Pittsburgh. Re-signing Loudermilk would be a smart move from a financial and strategic standpoint. Unlike high-profile players or stars, Loudermilk's contract wouldn't break the bank. The Steelers could likely lock him in with a 1- or 2-year deal, securing his services at a relatively low cost. This strategy aligns with Pittsburgh's approach to balancing the salary cap while maintaining depth across the roster. The team has already shown its willingness to make tough financial decisions. Just look at how they declined the 5th-year option for Najee Harris. With budget constraints and other looming contract decisions, bringing back Loudermilk on a team-friendly deal makes sense. Adding to this equation is the status of Logan Lee, the Steelers' 6th-round pick from the 2024 draft. Lee was placed on injured reserve before ever playing a snap for the team. While there's still hope he'll develop into a reliable player, his future isn't guaranteed. If Lee can't stay healthy or prove himself in 2025, Loudermilk could be the safer, more reliable choice. Re-signing Loudermilk wouldn't just be a budget decision, it would be about maintaining the team's defensive identity. Pittsburgh has always prided itself on being tough, adaptable, and unyielding on defense. Players like Loudermilk embody that ethos. His ability to fill in across multiple spots on the line keeps the defense flexible and helps maintain pressure even when key starters need rest. Moreover, Loudermilk has the trust of the coaching staff, which is crucial. When a coach like Dunbar publicly praises a player's work ethic and consistency, it sends a message to both the locker room and the fanbase: this is a guy we can rely on. A big question is whether Loudermilk could see an increased role if he's re-signed. While he hasn't pushed into the starting lineup, 2025 might present new opportunities. Cam Hayward isn't getting any younger, and depth players who can step up into bigger roles when needed are invaluable. Loudermilk's work ethic and adaptability position him as a potential candidate for more playing time if he returns. It's also worth noting that Loudermilk has been in the league long enough to know the system inside and out. Familiarity with defensive coordinator Terrell Austin's playbook and the overall team culture gives him an edge over new, untested additions. In a world where headlines are dominated by superstar trades and blockbuster signings, Loudermilk's quiet but effective presence might not be the most exciting topic. But for die-hard Steelers fans who understand the game's nuances, keeping a versatile, hard-working player like him is just the kind of savvy, under-the-radar move that makes a difference over a long season. So, what's the likely scenario? Given the glowing endorsement from Coach Dunbar and the team's value for versatility, it wouldn't be surprising to see the Steelers offer Loudermilk a modest extension. It would be a move to solidify depth on the defensive line and provide a reliable insurance policy against injuries and roster shakeups. So, Steelers fans, now it's time for you to weigh in. Do you think Omar Khan will find the receiver deal that Pittsburgh needs to strengthen their playoff push? And when it comes to the future of our quarterbacks, who would you prefer to see lead the team in the coming years, Wilson or Fields? Drop your opinions in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for all your Steelers updates, news, and analysis. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, go Steelers!